Alright, let's see. Maybe I sent myself all my crap from my old computer. I know I did it with Obi's notes. Inbox.
It's my turn. I forgot
Yup.
who our enemies are. This is the two people in the middle.
So we've already done our rolls for the turn. The layer effect has not happened. So you guys said that this game itself is going to be ending soon?
Well,
He might start it up again, but he's going to take a break from it for a little while. He wants to finish this kind of arc. We've had like one big arc, and then this has been the next one, and then I think he wants to, build something else, and then maybe play something else during that time.
That's fine.
Or have one-shot adventures.
yeah.
Ew.
I'm not a huge fan of one-shots, but you know.
Well, like, I know we asked Rum to do a Red and Kithri adventure.
Yeah, I don't know if I was going to, but last night I kind of got the world building bug, and I started building a map for a whole new world.
A whole new world.
I don't think it'll be as crazy in depth as Kev's, but that's why I put him like at the I always start out at the edge of it, like at a civilized town. Like, nope, you're gonna be hired to go here because no one wants to go there but people who want to take things. I was probably on Incarnate for like an hour and a half last night.
I was working on like a West Marches thing for a while there. I had some good things going, but it's going to take a lot of work. So I got to figure out what games I'm going to be playing. And part of that was that if the Lost Mine of Phandelver ended with our group, I was going to start that, but we've kind of just continued and gone on to the next thing. I kind of got the feeling that that game might go for a long, long time.
Yeah, everyone likes it. It's a lot of fun.
I'm hoping they put out some content for 10th level and above at some point. Would be good.
How close are we to leveling? It's been a while.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like it's purposely so that you guys can kind of um, collect some money and some other things. It is a gap purposely in that module, um, and you guys have taken a lot of side things.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure you're the appropriate level for like the things that will come after. Otherwise, if it's too easy, this won't be fun.
This is true. I know they wanted to look at that fucking tower. No, we're already running late, jerks. We're at the tower later.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the social dynamic there and the little arguments, or not argument, but the rationale for what to do. Because there was there wasn't a wrong answer. It's what did you want to, do with your time, and you're so close to Everland. Imagine if the caravan just got attacked.
By the fucking fire giant, we're not sleeping to get ahead of.
Yeah. I wonder where Kev is.
I don't know. Let's do one of these.
You know, I do have all the original green version books for Deadlands.
I've watched them play that once. Mercer and his group, they did like a one shot. It seemed pretty neat.
It is pretty neat. It's a really totally different system.
That's what I like about Incarnate. I'm no longer keeping you here. You're gone, and we'll move you. Have you played For Honor, Rick?
Nope.
It's all right. I'm not good at it, but it's fun. I'm just not very good at it. I keep getting executed. Stupid Steam sales make me want to buy games. You've been playing Ark, I think, a lot of, right?
Yeah, I'm a little burnt out. I was playing on the new map that they have out. It's really not player friendly. The devs didn't really have a clear goal in mind when they made it, other than let's make everything difficult.
I've seen Anthem, and I refuse to get excited about it because I was very excited about the last big BioWare game to come out, and that was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, but Anthem, it just looks amazing.
Yeah, so did Mass Effect.
Well, Mass Effect 1 was good.
Mass Effect 2 was great. But the last one, I refuse to get excited about any BioWare games. Matter of fact, the game I'm most looking forward to this next year, if it hopefully doesn't get pushed back, is the Jurassic Park World Park game.
Not heard about that one.
It's this version's like. Do you ever hear Jurassic Park Operation Genesis?
Nope.
It's basically like a theme park, but with Jurassic Park things.
Oh, so it's you're controlling the theme park itself, hoping shit doesn't go wrong.
Yeah, and like they had a little helicopter thing, like, oh, one of the T-Rex has gone feral and he's headbutting the fence, so you go out there and try to trank him before he broke through the fence, start eating people, or oh no, a hurricane's coming through, get everyone to the safe zones, and you could decide how much it costs for like food, and you can charge people to use the bathroom.
You gotta choose when to lock the patrons in the main area to preserve the rest of life and let the dinosaurs eat everybody.
You like they had little safety bunkers, like something went ballistic, which it did obviously. You hit the thing, everyone run to the bunkers, and they slowly try to get them off the island.
You could pay private prisons to send you prisoners that they can dinosaurs can hunt.
That would be ridiculous. Let me find the video.
It's just full of moral quandaries that you didn't expect.
Yeah, well, I'm not the best person to have the moral quandaries. I still think we should hunt people on death row and put it on pay-per-view. Do like the what is it? The
Hunger Games?
Yeah,
the Running Man.
Or
the Running Man, yeah.
Battle Royale. Put that bitch on pay-per-view. Use that money to go towards, social issues.
Have you ever seen The Running Man, Rum?
Isn't it the with Harrison Ford and the one-armed man?
No, that's funny.
This is with the Governator.
Oh,
he's Richard.
No.
Richard Dawson is the host of it. It's actually a Stephen King book, and they bastardize it into a movie. But the movie's pretty good too.
I haven't. I think I've seen it forever ago.
The book was pretty interesting, and the movie's just loosely based on it.
All I know is when I think of Governator movies, the best one by far is Commando.
Yeah, Commando is good.
Here's the video for the game I'm super excited about. Remember when I told you I killed you last? I lied. Hey, so-and-so let off some steam.
I didn't think you like puns like that because you always grunt.
Yeah, I do, but I have to because if I don't, I get awful with them.
Okay. Man, this thing is slow as hell. Premiere. I still haven't gotten on Roll20. I've been trying for like 20 minutes.
Something must be. I did not mean to lock completely.
Running Man.
Control, we're at the fence. Almost ready to re-engage power.
This is not the thing I wanted to show. It's just.
Hey, over here!
I like when Schwarzenegger in Running Man is yelling at Richard Dawson. He's like, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna tear out your balls and stuff them down your throat.
ACU building online. Rapid response unit deployed.
I like Sudden Recall a little bit better than this, though. Or Total Recall better than this one.
I'd have to go with Total Recall too. Overall, it's a better movie overall too.
All I remembered was the chick with the 3 movies. That's Total Recall. No. Yeah.
Yes.
And they're on Mars and the replicants and.
Nope.
It's a dude with another dude in his stomach.
Here's what I wanted you to watch.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Days Gone and Anthem. I'm gonna have like no life when they come out.
I think Kev thinks this is at 9 or something happened.
Control, we're at the fence. Almost ready to re-engage power. Hey, over here!
I watched the movie The Room yesterday.
RUNE or ROOM?
The ROOM with it's deemed the worst movie ever. It's the movie
with
that
Tommy Wiseau's? Oh, hi, Mark.
yeah, hi Mark.
God, I didn't hit a. This is so much shit. Oh, hi, Mark.
Can I ask what time it is over there?
It is 8:21.
God damn it. Okay.
Oh, hi Kev.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh, hi, Kev. I swear I didn't hit Lisa. This is such shit, Kev.
It's okay, you can always just give us a level for being late.
I'm about to die anyways. It don't matter.
Actually, Milo needs to jump off the into the well if things start going bad again.
Bad
So
again.
I believe it was the top of the turn order, right?
Yeah.
I need to jump in the well, the water well.
Yes, if things start going really, really bad and it's almost party TKO, Milo needs to jump. He has the squirrel suit. He will live.
Alright, so you rolled a 1d100. And then it was a 1d8 for 6. Okay. And layer effects have not happened. And I'm not entirely sure what those 2 rolls were.
That was to give me back a hammer that deals 54 damage and 216 damage,
Yes.
respectively.
Repeating, of course.
Yeah. Well, kind of returning instead of repeating. They're like Aegis Fang.
Let me consult my list for a second.
Yeah, I have no clue what those numbers were for either. I think you're meaning to roll 4D something. And for some odd reason, everything got multiplied or added.
It's how much damage we were about to take with their Kamehameha wave that's going to come out of their Necromancer.
I saw this thing on Reddit the other day. It was like one of those writing prompt things where it was like, what if there was a necromancer who, when he was trying to like animate skeleton, he fucked up and animated his own skeleton inside of him?
That's pretty hilarious.
No one really had like a really good one, but I thought that this would be a great concept.
Theoretically, it wouldn't work, though. Necromancers have to have a dead piece of matter, don't they?
Full
I don't.
skeleton, I believe.
That's the good thing about necromancy. It's not an actual thing.
All right, so oh yes, that's what the 1D100 was for. Give me one more second. I'll roll another one.
Have you ever seen Death and Return of Superman, like the little Mark Landis video?
Negative.
At the end, he's talking about how his dad told him, he's like, "Son, what how do you kill a vampire?" And he's like, garlic, stake through the heart." He's like, "No, you can kill a vampire however the fuck you want, because vampires aren't fucking real." It's like, that's smart. Or like we could have vampires that get healed when they hit water. Thank you, Shep.
That's hilarious.
Every time I'd run into those fucking vampires, I would just want to throw water at them.
All right, so at the top of the turn order, you guys hear basically a bunch of shots, or rather a bunch of ruckus come out from the southern entrance which you entered from. The doors momentarily crash open, and a dead Goliath, comes tumbling through and sprawls on the ground. Chunks of flesh missing from his shoulder, his abdomen, leaving like a bloody smear across the door before the door kind of swings back closed on its own like counterweights. No other Goliaths make it through during then. The bird, the giant eagle, which is perched up on the top, the second to the top, actually the topmost platform, beside Thalia, who's standing on precariously on a little ramp that leads from that platform up to a half spherical orb that hangs, well, not really hangs, that's embedded into the tip of the dome, screeches something in eagle call. Although Thalia, you can hear it in your head. It's directed at you. You can tell that it's directed at you specifically. And it says the necromancer cannot gain access to the reliquary, and you get the concept that the orb in front of you is the reliquary. Milo, it is now your turn. When we last left off, some invisible asshole had just attempted to cut Obadiah's throat.
He didn't attempt to. He fucking did.
Yeah. And you were aware that there was two dwarves, a male and female dwarf, a heavily armored one and a one in like creepy, like cultist robes, who dimension doored up to the platform that's above the library, and they're currently trying to enact some sort of spell or ritual or some kind of thing upon the central orb at the tip of the dome.
All right. And I've got to climb up that way to get there, right? I have to. Let me see if this thing will actually ping. I have to climb up there.
Yeah.
From where I'm at.
So the most, it's not the most direct way, but the way that you would get up there if you were to run is you would need to run, enter this alcove, come back up the stairs where Burfy is going, and then up through the platform. It's easier to get down than it is to get up.
I have having all kinds of trouble accessing my my sheet, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that these community shape sheets are super poorly optimized. Also, as well, directly in front of you, you're kind of on the edge of it, and you can tell that it is the edge of a magical sphere of darkness. You've seen the spell before used by the butcher. It's a darkness spell.
The butcher?
Yeah, remember when you guys went into the underground warehouse and he attempted to?
Oh, that's when I saw it before. He's not here right now.
Yeah. And you dispelled it, yeah.
So, what I'll do, I can't really. Let me try this one more time. Now I can't see the screen. I can't really do a whole lot from here. I'm starting to run out of magic points. The dwarves, were they pretty beat up by us? Or they look pretty good?
You can't see them from where you're standing, but I'll let you know that they seem relatively okay. I think the lady has taken like 1 or 2 hits.
Okay, so they're not too bad. A direct, like, kind of hopping in there and just attacking them in some way would be foolhardy. So I'm just gonna begin. I'll do the walking. I'll begin walking up kind of the long way to get to that platform. I'll see how far I get. And by the time we get to my turn again, I'll have done it.
Okay, so you dash.
Yeah.
Now, Garrett doesn't have magical dark vision, I don't think. So he can't make an attack of opportunity against you. Yeah. I'm going to assume you're going to move your token northwest.
I think he's still having issues with his page.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll move on, and you just move your token whenever it moves. Obadiah, what are you doing?
Alright, so Dickhead did a darkness spell, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
You know what? I'm dumb. F it. I'm gonna try to attack him with. I can try to attack him with disadvantage, right?
Yes, that's right.
Take it first shot. Where I think I last saw him.
I mean, you know, in general, you can feel someone moving about near you. I think a 16 is actually a hit. Yeah, it is a hit, so roll damage. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. You shoot him, and you hear someone curse.
Ha! You scoundrel. And I'll try to shoot him again. Just I have an inspiration.
Sure.
I'm gonna use it to give myself advantage.
Alright.
So I guess it'll just make it a flat roll.
Yes, correct. That's just a flat roll.
Come on, Daddy needs a new pair of everything.
I think you have multiple inspirations, actually. Wow! Wow!
I love sharpshooter.
So you hear someone curse, and then you fan your hammer again and shoot him, and you just hear a cry of pain. And then someone growls. You're gonna pay for that.
Does he have to make a con save for his fucking darkness?
No, it's not a concentration spell.
God dang it. And for my bonus, because I am hurting so bad. Second wind.
All right, so you heal 12 hit points. Fantastic.
And I'm gonna take a step back just because I shot the shit out of him.
So Lord Thornhill turns to his wife and says, "Get that blasted thing open. I'll hold them off." And he moves to block the bridge that Brophy that leads to Brophy's platform. And holds his turn. Garrett, who is an asshole, is going to try and come after you. Actually, why don't you roll a stealth check?
Okay, I can do that. Why not? Ugh.
He's in the darkness, so shouldn't he have advantage on it?
She brings forth a very good point.
Yeah, so he rolled pretty fucking badly. And by pretty fucking badly, I mean he rolled a natural one.
Ah,
He's dripping blood on his face and he slips on it.
Yeah. So you just you know what? Yeah, you hear someone, you hear the sound of a short sword striking stone, as he swings it wildly, and then you hear someone curse and fall over.
I chortled to myself.
Thalia, it's your turn.
What a
Okay,
good word.
so was the bird worried as in he absolutely cannot get in, or was it just stating a fact that no, he can't get in, period?
No. You get the sense that the bird is telling you that it is imperative that the necromancer cannot get inside the orb, as in you have to stop them.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to the bird since I'm pretty sure I can see it and ask, "Give me a lift."
Okay. It lowers one of its winged shoulders as if to indicate to get on.
Get on the bird.
Okay. Just for shits and giggles, can you roll me an animal handling check? That's fine. I never set these things very high because it's not actively trying to throw you off. It is the Wraith's turn. The Wraith is going to... How far can it move?
Wait, can I do a stealth check too?
Sure, but I'm not entirely... Wow, okay.
She burrows
So-
into the feathers.
So yes, you find the best hiding spot that you can on the back of the eagle, and you get the sensation that if someone were to be looking at you, I think they'd be more focused on the giant freaking eagle. Yeah, okay, the Wraith is going to go after...
Didn't the eagle blow the wraith up?
Yes, you're right, actually. The eagle did blow the Wraith up. Good point. So it's not the Wraith's turn, it is Thalia's turn.
No, it's not. It's Brophy's turn.
Uh,
Oh, you mean the necromancer's turn?
It is the necromancer's turn, yes, correct. So you hear the sounds of the necromancer chanting some sort of... Does anyone speak Infernal?
No, I don't think I do.
Only in real life.
Alright, so you hear her start to chant some sort of guttural language of sharp consonances and discordant tones, and a lot of glottal sounds. And she begins to wave her hands in complex geometric patterns. Brophy, you can see her doing this. And you can also see Lord Thornhill at the top of the vine, the vine door that's been cut open. He has this almost like a dwarven tower shield lined up and ready to receive you.
Okay. my first question. With a 35 movement speed, can I get up to him?
Yes, you can. I'm just going to say that you're close enough to get up to
Excellent. Now, I looked up the rules for shoving. A shove takes up 1 attack. I get 2.
That's correct. The first thing he's going to do, because he has a ready action, is he's going to swing it.
That's okay. Swing away. I hope to shove him off.
Why did it not save his sheep?
Because he's about to die. By falling 2 billion feet.
A lot of billion feet.
Alright, I'm just going to... God damn it. Give me a moment. I know why I didn't save his sheet. It's because I was reading his sheet off something else.
It's okay. Take your time before your death.
Wow. The cockiness.
Well, I've
Yeah,
already completely grappled him once. I mean, Brophy himself's pretty cocky. He tackled an earth elemental.
Uh-huh. It's not under spells. Where did I find the freaking thing? Was this Xanthar's Guide to Everything that had...
What?
No, it's not. One of the new books has, like... God, what was I reading off? Jesus Christ.
The Bible?
Yeah, here we go. That's right. That's what I was reading off. So, 1d20 plus... I assume a 13 misses you.
Correct.
So yeah, prepared for his, you can kind of see he's lining up for you. So as you run in, you duck his clumsy swing of this war axe. And you attempt to shove him.
Yes, I'm going to attempt to shove him off of this platform into the abyss.
Okay. So go ahead and roll athletics versus his athletics. Alright.
Oh!
So you shove him, and he falls. He swears, he slips, and he falls. But there isn't like. So I mentioned before that like the opening isn't like it's not like a sheer drop. It's like a 3 or 4 foot opening with like not a railing, but like like a lower wall and an upper wall with a clear section in between. So you shove him and he falls partially through the opening. You can attempt a second shoving to it. Basically, he's kind of like half in and half out of the window at the moment. And I'm going to actually say he drops his shield over the edge as he attempts to catch himself on like the railing. You have a second shove action which you can try and shove him over the edge.
Yeah, I think I will.
All right.
Oh!
Wow!
Goodbye.
Yeah. So you reach up and you like I don't know how do you he's like kind of his legs are over the edge and he's kind of holding on by like the upper body with his arms and hands like still on this side. How do you like end up shoving him over the edge?
I picked up his dropped shield and scoop him up by the feet and just shove everything over.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So yeah, you shove him over the edge and he falls away down into the well. How long do you watch us fall?
Oh, I don't. My attention's already back onto her. Once I
Okay.
see he's in free fall, he's not worth watching anymore.
Just waiting to hear that sploosh.
Nice.
All right. So Milo, it is now your turn. Milo, you would have been about here. Because you you have to get up here and then you have to double back around.
Do I have visibility from here of the necromancer?
Yes, you do.
And am I within 120 feet?
You are within 90 feet.
Okay. So, I don't know if I would have saw what Brophy did, but in any case,
Yeah, you would have.
commendable. And do I happen to see? I just see him fall like through the precipice. Unless I'm going to the edge, I don't see him.
You just you just see him get shoved out from one of these upper daises, and he falls down and past the lip of the well.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. And fucking pop-ups. And
Cast a major image.
yeah, right on the so she's on the platform that's just hovering over into the abyss herself, right? That blue area.
She's on like a 3 or 4 feet wide, kind of like little ramp that leads up to the sides of the orb.
So one of the things that I'm attempting to do is to distract her from whatever ritual she's doing. I don't know if I would know offhand what it was. Probably to gain access to the center there.
All right, so you can.
And I also, as a side benefit, kind of taking Brophy's lead, I want to create an image that makes it look like as if the 3 or 4 foot landing that she's on is crumbling, and if she's distracted by it, then I'm going to make it look like an area to the right of the platform that is not solid is solid. So if she tries to like go over to that area as the left side crumbles, she will fall.
Okay.
Tricksy hobbits.
He's a gnome, not a hobbit.
I know, but I just wanted to say hobbits.
All right, what is your save DC?
I think it's 15.
Okay.
Master illusionist, but it's still 15.
Yeah. So roll me an Arcana check, actually. As you see her, like her hand movements are drawing these like dark purple glyphs on the edge of this, on the sides of this orb. And as she draws these glyphs, you can see these like almost like lines of necrotic energy spreading out like cracks or a web, almost like cracks on the side of a boiled egg, slowly spreading up over the orb. You cast. Wow. Excellent. Wow. Wow, these rolls. Jesus. Right, so you can tell that she is not close to breaking open the orb, but she's making definite progress. You cast your major image, and like the ground beneath her starts crumbling. And she instinctively takes like a 5 foot step backwards back onto the primary dais. However, there is like a line of, as she moves backwards, there is like a line of entropic energy that's like connected from her fingertips as she's waving them, and it seems to have like some range. She seems to be. It's not completely necessary for her to be like in contact with the orb, but you can tell that the progress has definitely like slowed down because she's not in physical interaction with the orb. She kind of has to manipulate her spell through this conduit.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep on concentrating on it because I can shift and kind of move the illusion around next round. So that's what I plan on doing.
Okay, Obi, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, I still got one more round in the chamber. So.
Oh yes, you're right. The eagle's turn.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would rather Eagle. He's better.
You
Better
know
man
what?
than me.
You know what, Obadiah? Roll me a 1d100 and a 1d8. Oh,
Well, guys, I've doomed us all.
I think that's already been established, but it wasn't you.
alright, so the entire east wing caves in as a resounding blast from the ship overhead. The entire east wing crumbles. Well, a large section of the east wing crumbles as rubble falls in on itself. However, more to your concern, you hear the south doors crash open once more, and a volley of gunshots fly, like thunk into the door and whiz past into the room, into the dome beyond. Some clattering against stonework, some just hitting random objects. But you hear the sounds of at least two Goliaths call out to each other in their Goliath tongue, in giant. You can't see them, however, because there is a freaking darkness orb.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. That means they can't see us either.
Yeah. Well, then I'm going to look for Shithead because he's swinging at me, and I'm hitting at him. Not with one other advantage. I'm just going to straight across the board at disadvantage because I can't see shit. Oh, that's no bueno.
Give me one moment. I'm currently doing some copy and pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah. So at disadvantage, your revolver misfires. I need you to roll me a 1d100. Although you obviously don't take any damage.
Not my fancy one.
It's not, the weapon is not unstable. It's just.
Ah! I put that little.
Nice.
Hey!
Very
I'll take
good.
it.
So yeah, it's just like probably like a jam shell,
What jam? Yeah.
jam casing or something.
I had to reload anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna bonus action reload, and then burn my last inspiration, and fuck it. Oh!
Wow. Wow. You know, it's lucky in this edition there isn't that what's that shit called? Like double disadvantage or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's technically prone as well, so but no, it just cancels out. So yeah, you shoot where
That's
you
good.
think he fell.
This guy's still alive because I've fucked him up.
He's still alive.
I think I've done over 100 points of damage to this dickhead.
You've done. You haven't done over 100 points of damage. You've done 40 or 50 something damage.
Today. I already shot the shit out of him before, but you the boss. And I got 2 more rounds, so okay. I'll stay right there.
You've never seen him before.
Yeah, he's the one who opened my neck, and I shot the shit out of him before up top. He dropped the darkness orb because I shot the fuck out of him.
Let me check something.
He did already take a critical to the face.
Yes, you're right. You're right. So he is actually dead. You're right. I don't know why his HP bar hasn't been updated. So yeah, you shoot him, and you hear the sound of the familiar sound of your round striking home, striking flesh. There is no cry of pain or someone
Just that
calling out.
sweet gurgling of a death rattle.
Not even that. But however, the darkness remains in effect for whatever reason.
And you know what I just realized? I critted twice, so I had 2 crits back. And I killed him.
You hear the pop of a watermelon bursting open. Yeah, that's precisely right.
Gallagher's like this is spray of gunk all over my face. I think he's down. And that's my turn.
Why is... I'm trying to find... I don't know why I can't find the Goliath sheets.
Because they're all going to die too.
Alright, it is... This guy is falling. He is quite far to fall, so...
Eagle's turn.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I keep forgetting. I should put a tag for the eagle. Top of the turn order, theoretically. So I'm just gonna put it as 0. So the eagle, being not a fool, is going to take off across the room, and it is going to land and perch awkwardly on the edge of this dais, which is not designed for it to land upon. And it is going to lower one of its shoulder while flapping the other wing to maintain its balance, and kind of just shrug you off onto this platform behind Brophy.
Oh, I was hoping he'd put me closer. That's okay.
And then it's going to kind of cast off wheel and turn and land upon the edge of the dais. And it gives a loud, angry cry up at Lady Thornhill. It is, however, your turn. Yeah.
Okay, if I remember right, I hadn't been to this entrance before, so...
No, you have not. It's a living quarters of some sort.
No, I've been in this room before, I just haven't been over to this area. I didn't see Brophy enter this room before. Because this is the first room we entered. So she's gonna move so she's behind Brophy, because Brophy hasn't moved yet.
You can still move through a space that a party member occupies, right?
Yes, however, I'm looking at the door to see if how open the door is. Because if it's just a Brophy-sized hole, then I can't get through it.
It is large enough for a fully armored dwarf to get through, so you can get through it.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a running leap through it then.
Okay. Yeah, you would be able to get just inside the room, I think, and still have your action to do something.
I gotta find my page again. Damn, I was hoping I'd get more.
Yeah, you cast your sleep spell, and you can tell when your sleep spell has an effect, like because it's not a concentration spell. But yeah, your spell, you feel your spell wash out over where she's standing, and it doesn't seem to have any visible effect. She does, however, hearing your spell casting, glance over your shoulder, and she sees that Lord Thornhill isn't at the door, and she narrows her eyes at you and Brophy, which she can kind of see.
Bro, he just grins back evilly.
All right, it is now coincidentally her turn. Oh man, I don't really want to do this. Milo, you're wearing the squirrel suit, right?
Correct.
Okay. Why is my roll 20 being all weird? So she turns, and while her right hand is still channeling this conduit, she stops momentarily her spell casting, her ritual casting, and maintains her hold on this conduit. And Milo, you can see that the purple-ish eldritch lines have stopped spreading momentarily across the face of this orb. And instead, she points her left hand at you, Thalia, and says, you're going to have to work on your castings, young miss. And then she uses her hand in a Darth Vader grasping gesture, and she says, "But you're going to have to work on it elsewhere." And you feel a large, shimmering, translucent force in the shape of a hand attempt to grasp you.
Oh man, I know what that is.
What roll do I have to make?
You have to roll. I think it's a strength. Yeah, it is a strength. Athletics, I think. No, strength save. Is it a saving throw?
Big B's
No,
hands?
it's athletics. It is the athletics check. Yeah.
Yes!
Wow. Wow.
Well, today.
Well, this is a return for getting us low rolls last session.
I think we're at a point where we kind of have to roll well right now, though.
Cast a spell as a bonus action. grasp is huge. Use the strength score to resolve the grapple. Okay. So yeah, you feel this interposing this force coalesce around you, almost like a coiled python or some sort of constrictor, and this large necrotic looking like skeletal hand crushes you in its grasp and kind of uses its own frame to plug up the doorway with you in it. Wrong layer. Derp.
I didn't think Big B Hands had a huge strength score.
It is 26 strength.
Ouch.
There's a reason why Scanlan likes to use it all the time.
Did that just grab a hold of her?
Yes.
But however, her spellcasting upon the orb is momentarily interrupted. Well, not interrupted, but like delayed. Brophy, it is now your turn. There's a large skeletal hand crushing Thalia in it, plugging the hole that she just leapt through.
So I cannot get in.
No, but you can tackle me.
You can attempt to try and move the grasping hand. It is not theoretically impossible. It is an object that you can move.
Yeah, but that takes an action to do.
You have 2, don't you?
Yeah. Okay, I can draw an item as part of a move, can I?
Yeah. Unless the item is in your backpack.
Okay, so as I'm moving, I'm going to pull out one of my javelins and ready it. And I'm just going to try to wiggle through to right here.
That would be like a 10-foot jump. Can you make a 10-foot jump?
I mean, like, not jump through, like, wiggle through the door. That's just how the D20 naturally put me on the square.
So the hand itself is plugging up the doorway. The doorway was never that big to begin with, because it was like cut through like a vine door. This hand is a large sized creature. It's like 10 foot wide. You're going to have to try and force your way past the hand.
What are the rules for jumping again?
I think it's like an athletics check or something. Let me look it up. Long jump. If you move at least 10 foot before making the jump, you can jump up to your strength score. It may involve a DC 10 athletics check to clear a low obstacle, which there is a low obstacle. Yeah, so roll me an athletic check. I'm pretty sure your strength score is higher than like 10 or 12, right?
Yeah, it's 17.
Yeah, so you can easily make the gap. You'd probably have to back up a little bit. Actually, no, you were down here, so you're fine. So you get a running start. You jump across. You clear the gap easily, and you land inside the room. Which I think leaves you with like 15 more feet of movement.
Yep. In that case, I'm just going to...
I think you're within range of her. As in like melee range.
Oh, so I just jump here then.
Well, you started here, didn't you?
I was, like, right here, because I had to be within melee to push the other dwarf off.
Right, so you would have had to back up like 10, unless you would have to back up 10 feet to get a running start. But yeah, I'll say, yeah, you can make it there easily.
Well, you can move me wherever you want. I just not sure where you'd
That's
have me
fine.
land.
It's fine.
Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter what I attack with, javelin or hand axe. They both do the same crappy damage. So I'm just going to try to stab her twice with a javelin. I should have said I attacked recklessly, but it doesn't matter.
The second one definitely hits. The first one, in fact, would have actually hit, but she uses her reaction to cast shield. The second one, however, finds some sort of weak spot through her magical shield. She seems to be distracted, almost concentrating on 3 separate different things. And the shield isn't as coalesced as it otherwise would be. You manage to sneak it past her guard and stab her in like the hip. And she grunts, but otherwise doesn't seem to have been that injurious. Yes, she does have to indeed make a Constitution saving throw.
With a little bit of a poke coming through on you.
Is that a song?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, she actually has advantage on this, so I'll roll again. Polygon's not gonna matter though. Yeah. Dice is rigged. So yeah, the Big B's hand disappears as she grunts and curses and kind of like stumbles backwards a little bit. I think it's a combination. She stumbles backwards a little bit onto the ramp that has crumpled away, and she like flails momentarily as if she's going to fall. And I think she actually lands on like she like almost goes to one knee and then gets back up again and glances down and realizes that she's like standing in midair, and that's when she like her concentration breaks. And Thalia, you tumble free of the arcane in the Big B's hand. The giant eagle's turn. The giant eagle flies back up onto its perch. And Murphy, how about you roll me a 1d100 and a 1d8? And it opens its mouth, and it, instead of like an eagle's screech, you hear the sound of like a myriad overlapping sounds of like bird song, and the bird song washes out in almost visible waves of sound. And as the waves of sound passes over this cloud, this orb of darkness, you see it get ripped apart by almost like the vibrations of the sound, like chunks of it gets like stripped away until the whole thing has vanished.
Thank Jeebus.
And yeah, you see the dead body of a darkly clad, stereotypical edgelord assassin dwarf. Rather young looking, actually.
Please tell me he has like a streak of like purple or like white hair.
Sure, why not?
It makes it feel that much more satisfying.
Oh yes, and you also see like Goliath warband, numbering 8. Actually, no, they're at the well, so one more square to the right. And they see this square vanish, and one of the Goliaths is this big female Goliath who's holding 2 war axes, shouts and points at your direction, Obadiah. And the other ones like turn and look at you, and then heft their clubs and their axes and their spears.
Bollocks.
Brophy, it is now your turn. Oh, yes. Okay. So from to your roll, Brophy, from the outside, you hear a large explosion. yeah, you hear a large explosion. It rattles various things in the dome, in the shrine. However, no more Goliaths come through the doorway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The upside, Obi, is that you're under the dais, so that's fine. The downside is, would you like to roll a dexterity saving throw?
No, I would rather not. Oh, that's not too bad.
All right, so you successfully stay on your feet, and you manage to avoid most of the fallen masonry as an explosion sounds in the room above you, and you watch as like various chunks of like scrap wood that's on fire. It is now Milo's turn. Yeah, Milo's turn. Actually, the warband acts at the end of the turn as well. So the warband is going to charge you, Obadiah. Several of them stay back and throw, like 2 of them stay back and throw javelins at you. I don't know why I can't find their sheets.
Well, guys, it's been real. Overrun by a herd of angry Goliath.
So the 2 javelins miss completely. And the other Goliaths charge towards you, brandishing axes, blades, and spears. And they can't all get in on the action because you kind of got your back against the wall. But 2 of them get in position enough to basically take swings at you. The first one, you duck out of the way. The second one comes up with an uppercut with this like fanged like mace and catches you like under the shoulder. Dealing 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Milo, it is now your turn.
Use your IED snowballs of death.
1 second. Trying to find a quiet place in the house. I still have that illusion up, and I want to see if I can alter it so it looks like that that dais that she's on. Like it starts to actually it doesn't start to crumble. There is I shift it over without it crumbling. I kind of just shift it over so it looks like if she looks down, she's like right on the edge of it, and then part of it is an illusion to her right, and on her left there's a giant radiant hand that comes up from beneath the dais and kind of is like reaching for her.
Okay. So yeah, she stumbles backwards as you do this, and she curses, and the conduit snaps completely. The striations, the necrotic striations, entropic striations, are still visible across the face of the orb, but is no longer being connected. Is no longer being whatever spell that was being channeled towards it is no longer in effect.
Cool.
Are you moving anywhere?
No, I'm gonna just keep on, trying to distract her from this. I don't want her to complete the ritual, and if I can get her to take a tumble, so be it.
Okay. Obadiah, it is now your turn. You have some glass in your face.
I do have some Goliaths in my face. We should probably rectify that. dickhead that hit me with the fang bludgeoning attack, I'm going to use one of my grits that I recovered, and I'm just going to try to jam the barrel of the rifle. That's pretty hot by now.
Yeah.
And with sharpshooter, 14.
Nice. Yeah, 14 is a hit, and you kill one of them.
I start laughing uncontrollably, and point the gun at the one next to him. And the grit I just recovered because I killed that one. I'm going to use it for the next one.
I'm going to tell you this. These are minions, which I'm
Okay.
borrowing a concept from.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You won't actually get because they're not a challenge. They have
Okay.
1 HP.
Okay, well, that changes that going from now on. I wouldn't have rolled that, but that's fine. I didn't know that. I'm not supposed to. That's meta. He would have fired. He would have done that anyways. So I would have missed the second one.
Yeah. So the second one kind of sees you blow his friend's face off, and as you turn your barrel towards it kind of like flings its spear up in your direction and kind of just ducks out of the way, and round grazes past its shoulder, but doesn't manage to strike anyone.
I reload and tell him you're next, ugly.
It looks a little bit hurt.
It's gonna look real hurt. And I'm gonna yell up to someone, guys, spot a bother.
All right. Thalia, it is now your turn.
Okay, so Thalia. You know what? Thalia's gonna run up to Brophy and do this.
Give him a kiss.
No. Bull strength on Brophy. Push her off.
I don't have my glasses on, and I read that as butt strength. I'm not even gonna lie.
All right. So, bull strength, you have advantage on strength checks, and your carry capacity doubles. Okay. Lady Thornhill, seeing Brophy, kind of his muscles swell with arcane might. Like, he was already pretty swole, but now he's like double swole. The platform that she was channeling on crumpled to nothing with this large radiant hand, kind of like trying to reach for her to grab her. She turns and growls to you and Thalia, Brophy and Thalia, and she says, "That's fine." She says, "That's fine. I'm just going to take it from the rubble." And she takes a step backwards. Brophy, you get attack opportunity, and tumbles over the side of the railing, falling down into the well. Yeah, you strike her.
Oil.
However, when you look over the edge and watch her fall, she doesn't fall more than 20 or 30 feet before the telltale signs of like a dimension door. She vanishes through some sort of like a dimension door.
That's why I didn't want to shove her.
Right, it is now your turn, Brophy.
Okay, I'm gonna try a perception check to find her. Oh, counterspell.
Nice.
And she plummets to her death voluntarily.
All we're going.
Unfortunately, Milo, the angle that you're standing at, you wouldn't be able to see her dimension door being cast.
Oh.
She's
Okay.
directly below
Can I
the
do
level
it?
of the. Yes, you can.
Hold on, I need to look at see if I can actually do it. No, I don't have counter spell. I have counter charm.
Yeah, counter charm is different. It's to prevent yourself from being whammied.
Yeah. I thought I had a counter spell, but I don't.
Yeah. So Burfy, it is now your turn.
Okay.
You can kind of as you look over the side of the railing and look right, and you see her disappear. You look left, and you can kind of catch that Obadiah is holding off like 4 Goliaths, one dead on the floor, who's currently almost got him surrounded and poking at him with spears and axes and clubs.
He's good. He's got this. I'm looking for her.
All right.
Sad face.
You glance around carefully throughout the various alcoves and platforms and stuff. You don't see the signs of her falling out from the air and landing on the ground anywhere.
Well, sad face. I guess I'm just gonna go this way and drop down and help take out the warband.
So this face of the dais is the interior of the dome. So the only way that you would be able to drop down is to get to like about here.
Double.
Basically, you can't jump over the edge.
Yeah, there's
the
no
stairs
windows or
of the
anything there.
interior.
I don't want to push my luck today. I guess I'm just going to hold action and like yell to the eagle, where did she go? What should I do? Kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. The eagle. As the turn comes up, the top of the turn comes up. A series of explosions rocks the temple ceiling, sending rubble falling down in various places. I'm not going to make rolls to damage you guys or anything. I'm going to say that you largely avoid the majority, the chunk of it. But you can tell that the airship or whatever that thing is that has been bombarding the temple has intensified its bombardment. Maybe now that their principal is no longer within being threatened by its bombardment. But yeah, it has intensified significantly, and the eagle turns to it's still doing this like melodic overlapping bird song. But you guys can hear inside your head the projected voice of the guardian say to you that this sanctuary is no longer viable. You have to receive the shard and move it to a safer location. It cannot fall into the hands. Actually, no, never mind. It says it cannot fall into the hands of the necromancer, and it cannot fall into the hands I'm trying to think of a term to call the other party.
Those who wish to use it for ill?
Jazz hands.
No. No. So it doesn't say. It doesn't. So disregard the first part. It simply says
Those dickheads.
it simply says it cannot fall into the hands of those who seek to restore its power. And it says, and it clarifies, and it says in your minds that, and as it's saying this, and you're hearing the bird song, you can see the waves of sound that's passing throughout this entire, it almost seems to be bouncing off the curved surface of the dome and amplifying itself back down on this orb on the ceiling. And you can see the orb, like you see the necrotic lines of the orb on the orb kind of slowly start to rescind, but the orb itself is growing translucent, almost transparent. And Brophy, you can actually see that it's like a little cup, like a 1 foot wide cup, suspended magically at the tip of this dome. And in the center of the cup, as it grows more and more translucent, you can see a shard of metal curved about 3 or 4 inches long, curved slightly, made out of some sort of blue teal metal, and it has various like adornments, loops and figurines and stuff on it. And it says, and as I said, this creature, this guardian, says to you, it cannot fall into the hands of those who seek to restore its power, for its power is not of this world, and not intended for mortal hands.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take my turn then.
Sure.
I'm going to say in a very incredulous voice, "You couldn't have done this before I shattered my hammer?" And then I'm going to dart in and pick it up.
Okay. So yeah, you dart in and you pick it up, and you feel an oddity as your hand grasps upon this shard of metal. You become instantaneously aware. So first off, you become instantaneously aware of the name of this artifact, and it is the Shard of Destiny. You're not sure why you know what this thing is, and additionally, you can tell that it is 1 piece out of 4 of an artifact, and you kind of get this compulsion. You get this compulsion from this artifact, almost as if this artifact has a will of its own that it tries to impose through the person that's carrying or that is in contact with it. And this artifact wants you to reunite it with its other pieces. However, there's no saving throw involved as of yet. You suspect that the longer that you hold on to this piece, the louder this voice will become. But as of yet, the eagle nods to you and says, "You must take this piece and keep it out of the hands of those who would seek to restore its power. This sanctuary is no longer safe. It was never intended to hold onto this shard indefinitely. Your companions outside have been overrun and have fallen. You do not have much time remaining. And as this happens, by the way, the Goliath warband is going to try and murder Obadiah.
That's rude of them.
As a side note.
As a side note.
Oh, BT dubs, by the way, guys.
So 3 of them managed to get into swinging range of you. However, I think that all misses, yes?
It does all miss.
Okay. And the 3 back there angle and to throw javelins at you. These are all actually. I'll just modify them. And then that all misses as well. So you're just like in super defensive mode. You're just kind of like holding these guys back. These guys are terrible.
Right, we'll find out.
So let's Obadiah and Milo. I'll let you take your turn. But the eagle, as Brophy's doing this and as it's going on, the eagle says to you. The eagle says to you, the eagle says to you, the well of dawn follows the progress of dawn across the surface of the plain. It is not all too far from your home at the moment. If you can gather your party, I can safely ensure your progress to the ground.
Who did it say it to?
All of you.
My response is a little busy.
Okay.
That's me dodging.
Also, roll me a 1d100, Obadiah.
I'd rather not.
So, at what point did What's-His-Face get killed?
Is the guy still falling? Please tell me he's still falling.
You, those of you who have looked for him, you don't see sign of him anywhere. So on a 90, or rather an 87 or above, well, 87 to, I'm not going to say what number. As you feel the power of this focal point that's seated directly over where the dawn crosses the surface of the planet, of the plane rather. Flat Earth confirmed. No, just kidding. No, you feel whatever oddity that is involved in this sanctuary, this place, wash over you, and you all gain the benefits as if you had taken a short rest. So in this case, however, obviously you haven't taken a short rest, but whatever magical energy that is involved with, and also additionally, if you have any items on you that recovers charges from dawn, that comes into effect. So short rest wise, all of you can roll hit die if you have any hit die remaining. Additionally, spellcasters can roll d6s up to their spellcasting modifier and gain that in spell points.
That can't possibly be right. No, I rolled a 1. That's
Raffle. How does my max hit point drain heal? Is it per day or magically?
I think that's at the end of the long rest.
Okay.
Which I'll just tell you that you need to roll a 99 or 100. And rolling below a 30 is bad. Which someone has done a couple of times. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah. Not me.
So Milo, Obadiah, what are you doing?
I'll let Milo go first.
Yeah, Milo, what are you doing? Oh, nice. Oh, nice. So, I actually should have talked to you guys beforehand, before I started using minion rules. But so let me explain to you how minion rules work, and then you can decide if you still want to use fireballs. But because the fact that they have such low HPs, they're intended to make you guys feel like big damn heroes by allowing you to kill whole bunches of enemies
Don't they
at a single
basically
time.
have like 1 hit point?
They basically have 1 hit point, but they essentially have the evasion trait. Like all of them have the evasion trait by default. So if they make the save, they don't die. If they don't make the save, they die.
I'm cool with that. And I like to position it in a way that it just hits the 2 Goliath packs.
Right. So the ones in the back have javelins. The ones in the front have assortment of spears, clubs, and axes. So that's 7 d20, and they have a modifier which I'll add on manually.
I have no hit.
Beltran get hit because he's in the way.
Yeah, I didn't say to move him, so he's done.
Friendly fire, not so friendly. So 2 of them make it. 1 in the first group and 1 in the second group make it.
Okay.
And then
As your fireball blows them apart, and some of them scream. One of them like catches on fire, bounces off a wall. Another one of them like gets blown sideways and flies off, flaming down into the well.
That's for my spell points. I don't have any hit die left to roll because I've rolled them all. And I do shout out what I put in the chat there with that. When talk about bringing the shard somewhere else, Milo volunteers loudly to take the shard.
while he's doing that, the Goliath in the front.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, you kill him.
And instead of shooting the second one, if you let me, because I have another action, can I try to loot Edgelord McDickface?
Yeah, sure. I will let you get so I'll explain. You briefly look through his body. He has a dagger. Let me look it up. A curved, a front curved dagger. What are they called? Like kukris?
Yeah, kukris have those are more like machetes, but
Yeah, it's like a really short curved machete.
Yeah. So it's like a talon blade. It's not a kukri. It's like a claw blade with like a little loop where the handle should be.
Carpet knives.
Yeah. I think you might be right. Yeah. He has one of those. He has a short sword over his shoulder, which he hasn't drawn yet, and mounted on his wrist, in kind of like a contraption, is some sort of like a wrist crossbow, but it doesn't have a bar, doesn't have a crossbow bar. You're not entirely certain how this wrist crossbow functions, but it's strapped down in kind of like a bracer.
I'm throwing it all in the bag of holding.
And then on his belt hangs a rather odd looking oval shaped lantern. As part of because you've already used an action to fire, I'll say you have enough action to take one of these items.
Oh, Well,
except for the carpet blade, which is in his hand.
Yeah, I want the carpet blade because he kind of needs it to open my throat.
So yeah, in addition to the carpet blade, you can take one other of the items during your turn.
I don't need the lantern. Fuck. I can't tell if the short sword's magical or not. Fuck it, I'll take the short sword.
Okay. So you reach down, roll his body over, and draw the short sword from his his back, and you can see that the short sword is kind of weird. It is actually two blades. It's a short sword. It's essentially a short sword with the central section down it missing. It looks kind of like a large tuning fork with sharpened blades.
Okay. On the bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, that's precisely what it looks like, Rick. Okay, so yeah, Milo, what are you doing?
I think I went already.
He exploded a bunch of Goliaths.
Yeah, it's my turn because he did the fireball.
Right. Yes.
So I'm gonna run up to Brophy. I'm going to, cause I should be able to see where Milo's at, where Brophy's at, right?
Yes, that's right. Okay, so there is one thing. I'll PM this to you, Thalia, but you can take your turn.
We're gonna go to Milo, cause Obi's underneath the dais, right?
That's right. So you're running towards Milo. Okay.
Well, we're technically to Brophy then to Milo, but we're gonna dimension door.
Okay, excellent. All right, so you get up to Brophy, you grab him by the arm or the shoulder or whatever, and you tug him into this arcane flash, and you appear down by Milo.
Do I have to go through that stupid test again? The dimension test?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Actually, it's a good thing that you reminded me. No, you don't, because you have the Indomitable boon.
Okay.
Indomitable will boon. All right, so yeah, Thalia and Brophy appear right beside you, Milo, as you finish surveying the results of your fireball. Brophy, what are you doing?
Yell at Obi to get his fat ass over here?
Well, that's kind of rude.
Ooh.
He was making all sorts of horror comments last session, so...
You know
I
what?
don't think it was. Maybe the
I
session before.
I still have one of those javelins in my hand, so I'm gonna chuck it at that last Goliath.
Okay, it would be at disadvantage because it's quite... Wow! Okay, so how do you end up killing this last Goliath, who is actually, incidentally, also holding back in preparation to throw a javelin?
He's probably like aimed back, mouth slightly open, and it just goes right through his mouth and like impales him into the ground through his head.
Yeah, so you throw your javelin. He hauls back to throw his javelin, and as he goes to release his javelin, your javelin hits him in the face, and his face snaps backwards, and he counts backwards, and he throws his javelin straight up. It rebounds off the ceiling and comes back down and spears him through the chest and nails him to the ground. It is now top of the turn. I'll let Thalia roll this one. 1d100.
Woohoo!
And I need all of you to roll a deck save. As a fresh bombardment. Before where it was like one hit being struck on the dome. Now it seems like a dozen hits every round. Someone is clearly intent on just taking down this entire structure. Yeah, you all get knocked to your feet as this intense wave of bombardments hammer home. Various bits of rubble pelt you, and chunks of rubble fall upon you, and you all suffer 3 bludgeoning damage. Of more concern, however, is that the fact that you all get knocked prone, and as this happens, the front door just completely something strikes it, possibly from the bombardment from above, probably something else, but it crashes open in pieces and falls inwards into this front alcove, and a number of Goliaths pour through, numbering probably like 10 to 20. It's difficult to tell in the throng. Of more concern, however, is one Goliath. I will mark him in blue. And I will describe this Goliath as a large creature, but he's not a large creature. He's not actually a large creature, but he looks like he should be a large creature. It is the largest Goliath that you've ever seen. He stands maybe 8 to 9 feet tall, and he just looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger on steroids. Of even more concern is that the only visible weapon that he seems to be carrying is what appears to be taken directly straight off a commercial sailing or a warship, a gunpowder loaded cannon that he's carrying over his shoulder. And in his other hand, he's holding a torch.
Guys, I'm jealous.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you're about to be dead, so you need to get over here.
He's using a bazooka. He's using a cannon as a bazooka. Is essentially what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got it. That's why I'm jealous.
Milo, it's your turn.
Oh. Like, is there a canister of it? Something clearly visible?
How do you mean?
Well, I want to set that gunpowder on fire.
No, there's no visible. He's not carrying anything visible. You suspect that it's maybe like it has to be manually loaded by someone else, or maybe he just uses it and then throws it away.
I just want to take a look at that real quick.
Probably doesn't exist in this iteration, but in 3.5 there was a spell that actually detonated gunpowder. It was really evil. You should research a spell for that.
It does seem like it would be useful.
Yeah, that one doesn't work. 1 second. I think I know what I'm going to do, but just in case.
Wind wall. It'll totally deflect the cannon round.
What the heck, I'll try this anyway. I like to blow these guys up.
Alright. So you throw a fireball.
Yes.
I'll make 16 dex saves. Wow.
Sorry. You could always just do one and like 3 of them and then just whatever it is.
Average it out.
Up to you.
Well, Kev, you did say you wanted to test out your dice. Yeah, I think most of them make that.
So
12
seven
failed.
of them make it. Your DC is 15, yes?
Yes. And what is the big guy? Did he make it?
So yeah, 7 of them make it. I haven't rolled for the big guy yet.
Cool.
Yeah, big guy fails, but he survives.
Okay.
Because he's not a minion.
Decent amount of damage. I'm good.
Yeah, so your explosion scatters a number of Goliaths in all directions. The big guy kind of stumbles backwards as the explosion catches him, and still with his whatever the fuck that picture he's wearing. No, anyway, so with his scraps of tribal leather and hide, still smoking slightly on fire, he roars furiously and points in your general direction and yells something in Giant, which you suspect is something like kill them or something to that effect. The Goliaths act after.
I know what he says.
Yes, okay. He says, kill that midget.
Oh, that's politically incorrect.
Obadiah, it is now coincidentally your turn. Do you wish to move?
I do. I'm gonna get up, which is half my movement. I'm not exactly sure how to get to them. Do I have to go?
We're down.
Yeah, you're also beneath the dais.
Oh, fantastic. Then I'm gonna get up and then.
I should mention one thing, by the way.
Mhm.
This dais that you guys were fighting on before has actually crumpled and fallen into the well during the explosion.
Oh, that's no big deal. I'm just pissing myself anyways, and I'm gonna dash so I can get 45 feet. That should get me to them.
Yep.
Hello. Damn it. Oh, whatever. There.
All right. So as you guys get grouped up, the giant eagle kind of lifts its wings, and it turns its reverberations, its bird song towards you guys, and you feel the gentle feeling of some sort of benevolent spell settle over you, and you feel incredibly light on your feet. And Milo and possibly Thalia, you recognize the effects of the Feather Fall spell. Obadiah, it's magic.
Fucking magic, man.
All right, it is the Goliath's turn. The Goliath is going to. The Goliath band is going to charge after you guys. Only get to about here, roaring and bellowing. As they charge down the dais. I'm just going to combine them into one group, actually. The big Goliath at the back walks forwards. He catches sight of the giant eagle, and he gets a big grin on his face. And then he points his cannon. He reaches up, shifts his cannon with both hands, and then touches the torch over the back of his head towards some sort of like a port. And there's a loud cacophonous bang as the cannon goes off. What's his plus again? Now, I'm not going to say this is a dex attack because firing a cannon from your shoulder doesn't seem like a dex attack. It seems like a strength attack. I'm just saying.
It's a kinetic attack.
Giant Eagle doesn't have that great of an AC.
I thought it was 14.
You might be right.
Hopefully it is, because that'll hurt.
It's AC 13, so it hits.
Rip.
Yeah. I'm not even bothered going to roll the damage. But the creature vanishes in a burst of light. Similar to... You've seen it kind of happen before. It is not a burst, like the way that you saw it before is not a burst of light. Every single time Milo's familiar has been killed, like it leaves no body behind, but it does vanish in like a burst of arcane magic. Similar to that, the bird vanishes in a burst of light. Unfortunately for you guys, as you feel this, as the bird bursts and disappears, you feel the effects of the spell Featherfall vanish, fade from your persons. The question is, can the rest of you cast Featherfall?
Nope.
I can cast Fall, Fatty Fall.
I cannot. I just have the cape.
Yeah, I think everybody but Milo's dead.
Alright, so on that note, Thalia.
So you hear her cursing up a storm. You really do.
Can any of you cast Fly?
No.
I can fall with style.
I can fall without style.
I can fall with grace.
I will let you know one mechanic, okay? And this is meta knowledge, but I'm pretty sure Thalia would know this. Alright, so
Tell me to roll
If you
something
were
and
to-
I'll roll it.
if you were to Dimension Door before you hit the ground, onto the ground, Dimension Door negates falling damage.
Which is pretty much what I thought the woman did, but how many people can she dimension door at once?
One.
Hold on.
Including-
Hold on.
One in addition to herself.
Well, it's been real, guys.
Suffocation takes a while, right?
Yes, it does.
How many people have bag of holding?
I think 2.
No.
I can't.
Brophy has a bag. I have a bag.
I don't have a bag.
I do.
Technically,
do.
Seraphina has a bag. We're stuffing Seraphina in her bag. Milo in a bag, and Brophy in Obi's bag. Just because it probably stinks.
I don't want him touching my stuff. Getting his weird.
No, he
Stuff.
can't touch any of your stuff. He's put in stasis.
Ah! Can we just leave him? Let's wait till he gets in the bag before we ask.
You can bring.
And then you kill me by suffocating me. Nice.
If you arrive in a place. Da-da-da-da-da.
I have dimension door as well.
Oh yeah, you do. So I'll take Brophy. You take Obi. Wait, you can't do that because it's not.
I think you have to take me because we're technically the same size.
Yeah, Milo's
Yeah.
good. He can glide down, so one of you takes me, one of you takes, oh crap, that still leaves what's her face, Seraphina.
Seraphina's we'll put in a bag. How about that? Seraphina will put in a bag, and when we get to the ground, we'll take her out.
Yep.
I'm going to say, for the sake of her not being here, you guys don't have to worry about Seraphina.
Sounds good.
I'm going to be right back 1 second. You guys can keep talking about your plan.
Well, if we did mention door, Milo has to take Brophy because it has to be your size or smaller. So
Alright.
I have to take Obi then. Either that or both halflings stuff themselves in a bag of holding and we'll bring them out.
So
I'm
we're
sorry,
all we're all falling right now.
we're going to fall.
No, yeah, we're planning to fall, and we're trying to figure out how to not go splat.
Got ya. I would love to do one more thing on one of these Goliaths. Oh, he's dead. Oh no, he's not.
Well, technically, all the minions should be dead because they all took at least 1 damage from your fireball. They took 18 damage, 19 damage.
Some of them took none because they had the evasion thing.
All right. So what's the plan?
We
My-
decided we're just gonna fall with the temple and die.
No, we're not gonna die. So I'm taking Obi. Milo's taking Brophy.
All right. So before the Goliath band manages to reach you guys sort out your arcane casting orders, and you run and leap off the edge of the well. Is that the plan?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as you leap down into the well, you can kind of see, again, as I've stated previously, the well itself seems to look down upon somewhere on the plane of this surface, and you can see the demarcation line between, on the left hand side, the place across the line where it would still be nighttime, and then on the right hand side is like the surface awash in dawn light. And as you fall down, and it's not like the well isn't made of water or anything. It just seems to be an opening to open air, and you begin falling. You glance up and you see the well, kind of like as a circular disc in the sky, a UFO, if you will. But once you fall past about 60 or 70 feet, the well just suddenly vanishes. Vanishes with a loud, cacophonous boom. And you each, so you're holding on to. So Milo is holding on to Brophy. Thalia, you're holding on to Obadiah. Yes.
Yeah.
And
So-
vice versa.
So Brophy, I would like for each of you to roll me an athletics check.
Everybody.
Yes, correct. Because everyone,
Ooh.
If
Yeah.
this is for the actual leap from the thing.
no. This is getting slammed by a wall of fast-moving air as your momentum is suddenly shifted from the well, which is standing still, the well, which is moving across the surface, the plane at a significant speed.
I would
Following
have
the
used
dawn.
my ring of jumping it off. That helped.
No, it doesn't help. So, Brophy, you managed to hold on to Milo. Milo, you get knocked askew and you start tumbling. However, Obadiah and Thalia, you get completely separated as you get slammed by this wall of air. I need each of you to roll. Well, actually, I only need Thalia and I need Thalia and Obadiah. Everyone except for Brophy roll acrobatics as you attempt to regain control during your fall.
That
So, yeah.
sounds about right.
So yeah, with Brophy kind of acting as a counterweight, and Brophy is kind of with Brophy acting as kind of like an anchor point, you orientate yourself and stop your tumbling. Obadiah is just rolling forwards, head over heel, just like tumbling, doing like a forwards roll constantly. But Thalia, kind of quick on your feet. You don't fall more than like 300 or 400 feet before you manage to like gain your bearings and flatten out and actually you have a scroll suit, so you don't even need to worry about it, Milo. But yeah, Thalia, you managed to get back and angle yourself towards Obadiah. Yeah, and you managed to grasp hold of him. He's still doing weird donut rolls, but you are in contact with him enough so that you could dimension door if you wish. The ground is approaching fast now. Your landing zone appears to look like either you're either going to land in the water on the edge of a lake, or you're going to land on the shore at the edge of a lake that borders a forest. You have probably a little bit of a agency in kind of like which direction you want to go. So on the edge, you have four choices that you think you could make. You could either land in the shallows, in the lakeside, on like this like rocky, craggy shoreline, which faces the water, on a small like coniferous forest that's slightly towards the north, or this marshy delta, where the like a stream of some sort meets the lakeside. And Milo and Thalia, you can each individually make different choices if you wish.
Actually, we're probably gonna make it as a group because both me and Milo both have message.
Okay.
So we'll probably be talking back and forth. Besides saying "oh shit, oh shit, oh shit."
Hearing Obi just, oh, right, and he's holding on to his hat. He's spinning upside down, holding on to his hat.
So,
Milo would always like the craggy area, but
the lake it is then.
Yeah, avoid the craggy area. That sounds like a good plan.
No, he wants to go to that one.
Oh, you want to land on the craggy area?
he would float down there. If it ends up hurting his companions or whatever, he won't. But and he would go along with what Thalia says.
Well, marshes have snakes, so it'd be the lake should be more too.
Agreed.
So destination in mind. So because we're falling, can we at least see a clear area near the lake where we can land? Or door to?
Yes. You have clear line of sight to anywhere. Although, how close are you getting to the ground before you dimension door?
Well, I think we have to be 500 feet. To any current location, from your current location to any other spot within range, so within 500 feet.
Right. So what I'm saying is that there will be a roll involved. There will be a roll involved because you're falling quite fast. That between 500 feet to 0 feet, you probably have 2 or 3 seconds. So in order to get that judgment, I'm going to let you make a DC 10 Arcana check, I think, would be appropriate.
Ooh, okay. Let's do this.
I would let you use performance, Thalia, because performance is how you cast your spells.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, man. Or not.
Yeah, we're good. Now it's my last turn.
Also, Obadiah, I would like for you to roll me a 1d2.
Oh, do I have to?
Yes. Before you roll, I'll let you know what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
1, you land on your feet. 2, you land on your head.
Oh, well. I'm gonna assume 1 is head and 2 is feet. So
Sure, we'll do that.
2.
Because he only has one
Oh.
head but 2 feet. Ooh.
I am concussed. Put me under the protocol.
So, because he's tumbling, you successfully dimension door down onto the ground, probably like 2 or 3 feet up. And he tumbles forwards and lands kind of like upside down.
He basically just gave me Tombstone Power Driver.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
All right. And also I would like for Brophy to roll a perception check. Okay.
Is that
All right,
better than mine?
fantastic. Could you roll an Arcana check as well, Milo? All right, that's fine. So you misjudged the angles a little bit, and in your dimension door, you managed to land on like a bush or something. You and Brophy take like 1 point of piercing damage as you crash through this bush and out the other side.
I hate to ask, but it's only fair. How much damage do I take for getting dropped on my doom?
Uh,
I'm a large man, keep in mind.
you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
You got
All right, and as you guys make it to your feet, you guys are close enough that you can gather up party close enough. You're on like a clearing beside a forest, about 300 feet away from some sort of like a small stream that feeds into a lake. You're not entirely sure where you are, and when you glance up and search the sky, you see no signs of the well that you dove out of. You do, however, see an oddity. The birds are singing in dawn song. Instead of like the dawn sun coming up over the horizon, bathing the clearing that you're in like golden dawn light, instead there's this like weird pulsation, almost like an aurora that's washing across the sky. And you guys can feel some sort of like weird crackling sensation that's like washing through the skies and the earth itself. And that's actually where I'm going to leave this session. And there's one more thing. Brophy, when you go to search your belongings, you realize that in the tumble somewhere, you lost your shard.
Great.
Well, it'd fall lighter than us, so
I mean, it must have landed somewhere nearby, right?
yeah.
It kind of like flown off in some random direction. You know you had it. You had it in hand when you jumped over the edge of the well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how light it is. Eventually, everything hits maximum speed.
Yeah, depending on its volume, I think.
terminal velocity.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, so Thalia, you use the sending stone, yes?
Not sending stone, she has a spell.
Spell sending, yeah. You receive back the message picking up Dragoon survivors. Temple destroyed. Glad to know you're safe. Find civilization and let us know where you are. We will come fetch you.
So it's not day, and it's. Do we know what time it is roughly?
It's dawn, or it's just past dawn. But there's this weird. Instead of the dawn light, there's this weird, like almost like aurora-like effect that's washing across the sky. I'm going to leave this session here, and this will be the start of a new. I'm actually going to go on break for a little bit as I kind of like rework. I've had significant problems in addition to timing problems with this current arc. I'm actually probably going to change a lot of the mechanics that we have been running with. Canonically wise, speaking, with the temple destroyed, I'm going to get rid of the gritty realism bullshit because no one seems to enjoy that anyway. Is that fine with everyone else? That we go back to.
I'm cool with that.
But in addition to that, because we're getting rid of gritty realism, we are also going to be getting rid of spell points as well. We'll be going back to spell slots.
Okay.
Because the whole point of gritty realism is that you can interchange spells with spell slots. With spell points, rather.
Well, considering we lost our Divine Caster and we're mostly arcane now, there's no point for us to have the other spells.
Additionally, I don't really want to do this, but I think I am going to just straight out remove Seraphina from the campaign.
Yeah.
Because she's not mostly here anyway. I mean, I like her as a person, but like...
I think she's played 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Out of however many months. So
I'll try.
She's been really sick or whatever, but I think that's the right thing to do.
We'll just put her on Team Cook.
Sure. She's just she becomes momentarily she's a guest player.
It's better. You can come back. That's awesome. But in the meantime,
In the meantime, I might think about trying to find an additional player for a Divine Caster, either a Druid or a Cleric or whatever. But we'll see about that. I'm not entirely certain. I want to. You can probably tell that I did a lot less campaign preparation for the second arc.
That's fine. There's a huge storyline.
So the third, for when we pick up the third arc, I'm going to actually spend probably at least a month, like plotting everything out again, like I did for the first arc. That way, it's more coherent, and I have NPCs more thoroughly fleshed out. I don't know. I have serious problems with this second arc in terms of GMing various things that I'm not happy about.
Yeah, I like some of the visual imagery you gave, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a huge storyline. The first one was a lot of fighting. This one was a huge storyline.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've gotten over the whole weirdness of not having combat inside every encounter.
I think it's whenever you were doing the games for like Backwater, it's like, well, it's not one story. Some people want this, some people want that, so you gotta give them everything. Whereas we could go 4 games without combat, and I think it only really bothered me a little bit, but not enough where I want to be pissy about it. If we don't combat, we don't combat. I don't want to shoehorn it in.
Well, I actually, I mean, I'm good for whatever, but for Milo, he's a support character. Also, the role playing part of it, and things in between sessions, or all that stuff are things that he would probably want to do. He's looking for adventure, and he's had a lot of it, but he gets killed a lot. So, yeah, I'd be cool with any amount of role playing that we would do.
Yeah, I think actually this group is really good. The character interactions are amazing.
Right, Milo, give me 1 second.
It's funny because in like your game, I don't ever want to do any combat. That's no fun for me.
He wanted to carry 2 shields.
You know what? I thought about it. He's got his dinky little hand crossbow, and he's got his shield now, and he just wants to talk his way through everything.
Well, I think this game, this suits your character, because your character's lazy anyway. He doesn't want to fight all the time, but he does want to fight.
He just wants to hunt. And if he has to shoot, fine. Like he doesn't want to shoot. He wants to shoot under his, wants to fight under his rules where he's super far away and they can't get to him.
Mm-hmm.
But not when there's like 8 of them all up in his face.
You know what you should do? You should start carrying around a tower shield.
I thought about that, but I would rather have the two-handed weapon.
No. So you prop it up against an angle or against a wall. So this way you have a blockade in front of you and you're firing from behind the blockade.
It's not a bad idea. I think Kev had something like that set up with one of his crazy orcs.
Merge the shield with your rifle itself. So you take like some negatives to shoot, but you basically have a wall in front of you with a hole to look through.
He wouldn't like that. He could.
There is a thing. There is a thing that I was thinking about, that a shield that you could have is that it's usually just a +2 shield, but if you don't move during your turn, you can deploy it for half cover.
That's not bad.
So for anyone behind you as well as yourself, you receive half cover, which is like +4 AC.
That's not bad. But he's got more of an issue of getting his gun looked at. I'm half tempted to put my gun back together now that we've left the temple. Because I would have liked to have blown up some fucking Goliath. Granted, I did really well with the Rhino.
Alright. Slightly short session. I was intended on ending the session once you guys had made it out of the temple and the temple has been destroyed, etc. But you have 1 of 4.
Well, I know where the second one is.
You know where one of them is, yes.
Yeah. We sold that bad boy off. Does Milo have identify?
I don't know if I do. I'll have to double check.
You using it before.
Yeah, if it's a ritual, I probably do. Yeah.
I think detect magic is a ritual, right? Not identify.
I would see if.
I mean, if you guys basically make camp, and kind of like recover from your wounds, you can attempt to attune to the items, which would tell you what the items are anyway.
Let's see. I don't think I'm attuned to anything right now, but just the ring of jumping.
So you grab the short sword and the
dagger
little hook blade, right?
Yeah.
So the hook bill blade is just a +2 dagger equivalent of a hook bill blade. It doesn't require attunement. You can tell, however, the short sword requires attunement.
I will attune myself to the short sword. +2 dagger. That's not bad. I also have in my thing Seraphina's tools.
Okay.
You don't know. I'll get some elsewhere. I just don't keep hers.
I'll write you a sheet for the harmonic short sword.
Okay.
And I'll let you know what it is. But for now, thank you guys for putting up with my screwed up schedule. Oddly enough, I actually have more free time at the moment, so I'll be able to work on the Arc 3. I had RL issues.
That's fine.
Well, it was holidays, man.
Yeah.
That happens. We've been doing this for well over a year now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like this group. Actually,
He likes this group, but you, Paren, you jerk.
no. I'm actually going on my train of thought was going on a tangent, so they actually has nothing to do with I like this group. Not recently. Like not 3 months ago. Some time back, I picked up Starfinder. Have any of you been playing that?
Nope,
We
but I might
signed.
soon.
Fred and I signed up for this giant living campaign, and
Yeah, it's not been a lot of games yet.
2 games. We had made like cousin rat people.
Yeah.
I would love to use them. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to take a break from DM, and I'm working on the thing. It would be 5e. It wouldn't be Starfinder, but it's something we could run.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, I'd definitely be interested.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
I'll be completely frank. The reason why Arc 2 was so disorientated and ill thought out, well, at least that's how I feel, is because I am suffering a little bit from burnout.
I understand
That's cool. It's
that.
good. Good to
I
take a break.
I haven't DM'd a game since fucking
Backwater.
Juggy's last game. I think I made Juggy's last game, and then Zach ran Pren's last game, and I haven't, and I still don't know if I'm gonna dick with it tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually, when it wasn't my turn, I was working on an incarnate map.
That's fine. Oh, by the way, you know the image of the image that you were shown of Pippin being blown apart. That was from being shot by a cannon.
Poor
Ouch.
But that didn't happen because you guys didn't. So you guys had a choice. Okay, I'll let you know. You guys had a choice. If you had have stuck with the group down south, sorry, the group fighting the Goliaths, you would have been sorry. If you had stuck with the group down south, you would have managed to save most of the. It was theoretically possible for you, combined with the group, the Dragoons, to push the Goliath army back. But you would not have been in position to stop Lord and Lady Thornhill from recovering the artifact. But however, you choosing to go ahead into the temple, you stopped them from getting the artifact, but the Dragoons pretty much got decimated. There are survivors, like I said, but like you'll have to find out who made it.
Hopefully Pippin. I liked him. He did not ask too many questions. And you need to keep an eye on Brophy because he wanted to steal the Dragoon.
I mean, it's a cool thing, but like there is a certain question of practicality for.
And I know it's going to be a while, and you can answer it between now and then whenever we start this back up. Would we have leveled up so we'd be going?
Oh yes, that's right. At the end of the session, you guys gained a level.
Woohoo!
You're supposed to be level 8 now, I think.
I'm going to be able to summon demons.
What?
Brophy gets his bonus action.
I'm tempted to multi-class into something. I've mentioned it to Kev, but I don't know if it's been approved yet.
So
no rush. I mean, unless you really like, nope, I don't want it.
I'm not inclined against it, but I'll need to think about the mythology of the world and incorporate it into, because like there is a domain, there is a deity which
yeah, we discussed it before.
That's their domain.
Because I believe you said it'd be Hades.
No, you said that. I didn't say that.
I thought you said it was Hades. That's when I started making the one guy. Because originally it was going to be, I forget whatever the death god was.
Oh, no, yeah, no, you're right. It is, however, not a cleric of Hades. It's a cleric of You'll start to understand why as if we.
Alright, no rush. I mean, shoot, we got wilds, so I'm just throwing that out there.
That's cool. I'm good with Starfinder. I barely knew enough rules to make up a character.
Yeah, I'd shoot.
Been a while since I did Pathfinder. I really like this campaign too, and the character I love. Milo's one of my more fun characters to play.
I mean, I've never played Pathfinder ever. I started out as a 5e baby.
3.5 and Pathfinder are really nice in the fact that you can really heavily customize your character, but it also suffers really heavily from content bloat. It takes forever to sift through all the information and find out what you really want.
All right, Ron. I'll leave you with those thoughts.
Alright.
Mechanics wise, there's nothing about that thing that you quoted me that I'm against. Seems fine.
Dig it.
It's from is it Xanthos? No, it's
Yep.
not Xanthos.
Yep,
Is it Xanthos guy?
everything.
Clear grave domain. Yeah. Okie dokie. Well, fun fact. I haven't had lunch yet.
We just want.
I was going to go make lunch, but then I realized there were a bunch of people in general. And then looked down and I saw it was only 2:20, and I was like, why are they already in channel? 3:00 is when we start. Did daylight savings change for anyone?
Not since last time.
A while ago.
Yeah, not recently.
Yeah.
I really should start using the what's that? The clock conversion, the calendar tool in
Just-
Roll20 because
Do you
that
have a
works.
smartphone?
I do.
Then just put one of the time zones as either Florida or Indiana.
Or just EST. Is Indiana's EST, isn't it?
Yeah, we're on the same time as you guys. Right? It's like what, 10:30 right now for you guys?
10:37.
Yep.
No, LA is West Coast.
Yeah. Indiana is Indianapolis.
New York is that? No, it's not.
New York's EST.
Okay, cool. So I've got LA, New York, Dallas for some reason, because that's CST, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, New York is Eastern.
Why do I have Helsinki?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, I didn't think about this. Yeah, you guys are right. it's so simple just to do this instead.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go make hot dogs.
Toodles.
Have fun.
Night, everybody.
No.
Good night.
Also, Merry Christmas.
Oh, yes, Merry Christmas to all.
And Happy New Year.
Belated Christmas, Happy New Year.
I got sunburnt during Christmas, by the way, because I spent it on the beach.
Do you know how jealous we are?
Speak for yourself.
I care less about the beach.
Oh no, I meant
I
sunburn.
I literally live in Atlantic Beach, and I never go to the beach.
Why? I have to drive like over an hour to get to the beach.
I could be at the beach in 5 minutes. 10 if I walked.
I guess it's one of those things when it's like in your backyard, you take it for granted.
Yeah.
I'll go fishing, but the beach. Well, I like surf fishing.
I can go get a sunburn walking to my car from my office.
Yeah, like this police officer. Well, I don't know what the fuck he was, like park ranger, police officer, whatever. But like he started giving us shit because you're not allowed to drink alcohol on the beach, and we were drinking. I was drinking Royal Crown Cola, which looks like it's an alcoholic beverage, but it's not. It comes in like essentially like a beer bottle.
Yeah.
Like a glass beer bottle, and I was drinking them. And he started giving us shit about like drinking alcohol on the beach. We're like, it's not fucking alcohol, it's cola. And he like wouldn't believe us.
Give him the bottle, make him smell it.
We tried. We were like, no, just seriously, just read the label. Like, no alcohol content.
Well, see, what I was going to tell you is what we do when you want to drink alcohol on the beach is like you go to like a fast food place and you get like their big bottle, like they're large, and you get the plastic cup, and then you put the alcohol in the cup, and then you drink the alcohol at the beach. Whereas is the exact thing of what you were doing, where you weren't drinking alcohol, and they accused you.
Yeah, I suppose that's smart, but
That's
whatever.
what Balkan did. Whenever he was doing like the he would work like I don't know, like from 7 o'clock at night till like 2 o'clock in the morning, doing a pedicab, and he'd just have like his beer in a friggin' McDonald's mug.
That's smart. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm starving, so I'll catch you guys later.
Bye bye.
Take it easy. See ya.
Later.
Quote Balkan, he's like, I fucking love this job. I eat and drink like a barbarian, and I'm down 10 pounds. We're just pedaling like 25, 30 miles a night.
It's cool. I hope we start up again before too long. Some things die out. Hope it doesn't happen with this because I like role playing with you guys.
I think everyone really likes their characters in the party we're with. And Rick's thrilled that we no longer have gritty realism.
Well, I mean, it kind of negated my entire class. I mean,
Yeah. Especially if we use reckless. Then
Well-
then you get exhausted.
yeah. I mean, at one point, I honestly thought of just taking a nosedive, trying to take one of those enemies down into the well, and just making a fighter. But I was like, no, I'll stick it out.
Milo will still be active in my campaign idea.
Yeah, no, I like your games are a lot of fun too. I figured maybe by the time I learn how to talk to giants, we'll be on to something else.
Well, the thing is I can give you lessons. Thalia can give you lessons on giant because
Well,
she knows
no,
the language.
In Pren's game, we're doing the giants one, and
Storm King's Thunder.
Storm King's Thunder, and Zach's character is teaching him giant. But the only phrase he knows how to say in giant is "Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me." That's all he found some like rag with that was written in giant, which is actually really something appropriate for my guy to know.
Well, you guys finally made it to Everland after being on the road for a long
That's right.
time.
Are we also getting any gold back from when the other guy takes the other shipment somewhere?
I believe that's already been added. I think they paid you guys ahead of time.
And the guy also threw an extra 25 gold, so that's nice.
Yeah, you got some gold to play with. Plus, you're in a big city, so there's probably lots of things to do without even having to leave the city.
I'm gonna blow it on one of three things possibly. One is if there is a magical like bard instrument that I'd have to like borrow money and talk somebody down, or get a breastplate, move up in the world, get one more AC because he's scared of getting hurt.
Okay. Yeah, I got some things planned for you.
Cause like Lindor runs around normally with like 5 gold in pocket, and that's about it. He spends it all. I think there's also like party funds if I had to dip into, no one would really care.
Yeah, people don't seem to spend a whole lot of money or want to go shopping. I think we did that in Yartar a little bit, but
Yeah.
not a lot. And Zach went bargain hunting.
He got that friggin' Bane bow he's super excited about.
It is a pretty cool thing.
I think Lindor just wants something magical because everyone else around him has magic stuff. Like, I mean, he has his own magic, but it doesn't necessarily even have to be a bard. Like if I came across like a sentient weapon, I would want it just to try to, like to flirt with it constantly. It's like,
You
oh, hey.
really should have had that whip.
I did. No one ever mentioned the whip.
Kit did nothing with it whatsoever, which is whatever.
That would be the greatest thing. It's like he's a crazy pervert. There's a whip that can talk to him. That's perfect.
It's a whip with a lisp.
That's hilarious.
Okay, guys, I will see you next time.
Night.
All right. Have a good night. I'm going to go too. All right.
Night, people.
Goodbye.